Hi, sir. This is Sherlaika Perez, and will be my final output regarding on the questionnaire that you gave us. So my first question is Chapter 7, question number 1. Write a brief mission statement for local business with which you are familiar. How might having a clear written mission statement benefit a small organization? So I don't have any small organization in mind, but I would give an example of a mission statement in which I am most familiar with, and that is, of course, my school, Manila Business College mission statement. And it says to uplift the social economic status of graduates through education and skills development training with emphasis on value formation, application of appropriate technologies, and sustainable enterprise and responsive to the needs of the times, thus attain international competitiveness. So this statement po will encourage the administrators and the professors to do their best at their job. Also, having this mission statement, they will know their priorities is which us, the students, because they are creating a successful individual in the future with all the values and the knowledge they taught us. Question number 2, which is chapter 7, question number 7, sir. Explain the basic idea underlying the contingency view. How would you go about identifying key contingency facing an organization? Contingency view, sir, is about the business organization is like expecting an incident or condition or like a problem which is probably would happen, but it has no assurance that it will happen. For me, every businesses and organization should have contingency plan in such ways so they can handle properly the company or business if uncertainties will happen, like sakuna or mga emergencies, ganyan, sir. It's like having a plan B, C, D if everything goes wrong with the plan A po. And you should be ready for alternatives kasi, for example, sir, this pandemic, organization and businesses should have pandemic contingency plan to still continue their business during this type of emergency and pandemic po. In that way, sir, parang nasisave na rin nila yung dahil na-figure out na nila yung gantong instances na mangyayari, they can prevent yung paglugi ng company or ng organization po. Kasi may plano na sila for it. And then, last question, sir. Chapter 19, question number 1. You have hired to manage 20-person staff for Nightlight Travels, a travel agency in Las Vegas. For 5 years, sales have been hammered by the global recession and staff morale has plummeted as star employees have left the position in more secure industries. Key customer relationships have been damaged by the sloppy and unprofessional work habits of the remaining staff members. Your first responsibility as a new manager is to create New Year's budget for all planned expenditures. But first, you must decide if you will adopt a hierarchical approach or decentralized approach to control. Which one would you choose and why? I would choose decentralized approach, sir, because the performance of the employees has been sloppy and unprofessional work. They have unprofessional work habits po. So I will apply quality work on all employees, and I will apply TQM techniques which focuses on teamwork, increasing customer satisfaction. In this approach, I will also collaborate with them so we can improve our service and we can give our customer the the service that they deserve. um, we will work towards the perfection, and I will set goals in our day-to-day basis at work, so they can feel motivated working. And then after that, if we will achieve that goal in our day-to-day basis, I will plan a team building for all of our staff so they can feel energized and empowered at work. I believe having a team building in an organization or in a business can motivate staff and people around them, and I can get to know more about them, and likewise they will get to know me as their new manager. So it will be a chance to make a new relationship with the staff and their new manager. That will be all, sir. Thank you and have a great day.
So, hi, my name is Hannah Enriquez, and one of the bad decisions na na-experience ko sa work is yung pagiging complacent or yung pagiging kampante, especially sa school days. Yearly kasi may nangyayaring audit, which is yung chinecheck ni auditor kung nagagawa ba namin sa yung mga standard operating procedure sa store, gano'n. And then, kung paano kami makipag-deal sa mga customers, tapos yung mga iba yung sa mga managers na yung mga documents nila. And then, after ng audit namin, before natin dun sa previous work, parang nagiging kampante kami na like, hindi na namin masyadong ginagawa yung mga SOPs. Eh, after ng mga audit na gano'n, yung mga kaganapan pa like mystery shoppers, gano'n. Yung mga mystery shoppers, sila yung mga consumer na sinecheck yung consistency kung okay ba yung kahit ba product namin, service, and then and then ang ginagawa namin sa ngayon is yun nga, ginagawa na namin siya everyday na iniisip namin na everyday is auditing. Kaya dapat lahat ng ginagawa namin sa store is yun nga, consistent na dapat kasi if ever man na like for example sa mystery shopper is nagkaroon siya ng bad experience sa akin, magiging malaking impact yun sa store kung magkakaroon ka ng bad record na pwede rin makasama sa sa ibang universities kasi hindi na sila nag-worry na mag-attract ng mga students kasi kapili-pili naman talaga sila. And then yung mga students din naman, alam naman din nila na they can get a great education din sa mga atin na nilang school. Like for example, sa school na napili ko, which is MBC, yung pagkakaroon nila ng weekend class is naging convenient. Especially sa mga nag-work from Monday to Saturday. As an employee sa Red Ribbon, nagagampanan ko yung mga responsibilities ko sa work during weekdays. And then nagagampanan ko din yung responsibilities ko sa school pag weekend. And then, ang maganda kay MDC is napoprovide na yung mga needs namin, especially sa mga dapat namin matutunan sa mga subject namin, mga professor. And then, sa mga activities naman, binibigyan nila kami ng time, specific days, para sagutin yung mga activities kasi pagdating sa weekdays may work kami. Kumbaga, ang nakikita kong plan na ginawa ni MBC is hindi naging hindrance yung work namin from Monday to Saturday kasi nagkaroon sila ng option na magkaroon ng school sa weekend na pwede namin kami. And nakikita ko maganda yun kasi kahit na nag-work kami, nagkakampanan pa rin namin ng mga school activities na. EA offers $2 billion for buying video game, which is GTA, from Take-Two, when it actually costs $20 billion as it's part of their company's strategy. It will be beneficial for the company to purchase Take-Two because it will increase profitability and market capitalization. Also, EA will competitive edge by acquiring it. Why EA ignore internal innovation? Because by combining with other firms, pinoconsider ko as a significant way para maging successful by entering or diversifying into new ventures. And nakakatulong din ito by carry out transactions smoothly, exchanging ideas, and collaboration on complex projects. And that's it for my video presentation for organization and management oral exam. And I'm Sarah Enriquez. Thank you for watching, sir, and have a good
Question number 7. If managerial work by characterized by variety, fragmentation, and brevity, how do managers perform basic management functions siya sa planning, which is would seem to require reflection and answer. It is difficult for managers to find the plan and analyze and very effective firms and organizations built in time. For these things, what makes it especially complicated for managers in the fact and the effective planning strategy. Question number 9. Discuss some of the ways that organization and jobs have changed over the past 10 years. What change do you anticipate over the next 10 years? How might this change affect the manager's job and the skills manager needs to be successful? My answer is so many things that happened in the last decade. What have you really accelerated to change from the competition to collaboration, reflecting back on past 10 years? What the economic circumstances were versus where we are at today to competition for talent was the very different in past 10 years. Then as we enter new decade, low unemployment rates today mean the job seeker have more option and employees have more leverage in terms of what they can expect of their company due to the competition of for top talent. It really is on businesses to help development an environment, a culture and perks that really draw the best talent in the market. That's really very different from where we were just 10 years ago. Anyone in the workforce 10 years ago will be shocked that have changed in when and where we work made this list. Whereas in the past, remote work was reserved for special situation. That kind of idea is now replaced by a lot more freedom of where you work and when you work. And that's not just people who are entrepreneurs. This is the idea, something that everybody wants out of work, to have more flexible time frame, to be free from the office. This idea of freedom is such an important piece of where are going to work. Question number 17. Describe specific ways that in an organization might use social media to communicate with customers. How about with the employee? It's true that social media has opened up a whole new world for marketing and sales. And that's a wonderful thing for business, that more markets you have to peddle your wares, more eyeballs you can get in front of, and that means more sales. The online social media world offer much more than just sales opportunity, but many businesses seem to view as simplify another magazine to place ads in, or major ways that the social media can help your business through customer service. But there's a fine line. There's doing customer service wrong or badly in a place where the whole world can see your mistake and can be devastating.
You're a manager who employs a participative control approach. You've concluded that corrective action is necessary to improve customers' satisfaction. But first, you need to convince your employees that the problem exists. What kind of evidence do you think employees will find more compelling? A quantitative measurement or anecdotes from your interactions with customers? People nowadays don't believe in what you have experienced only. I prefer the quantitative measurement because some people might think that you were making the fake scenarios to get their sides. But if you can prove it with quantitative measurement, that's the easiest way to convince them that you are telling the truth. Most companies have policies that regulates employees' personal use of work computers during work hours. Some even monitor employee emails and track the website that have been. Do you consider this type of surveillance an invasion of privacy? What are the advantages of restricting employee use of the internet and email at work? For me, it's a no, because some parts may disregard my privacy and think that hindi sila nagtitiwala sa akin. That is why some employees are losing their trust in the company. But the advantages of this will help them to be efficient and reduce their errors. Then there will be no waste of time. Consider the leadership position of a senior partner in a law firm. What tasks, subordinate, and organizational factors might serve as substitute for leadership in this situation? Substitute for leadership is important because it can help to encourage the organizational members. The substitute for the task may be good in finishing the task, and the subordinate is the person with mastery and experience. And lastly, organizational factors that are decent at working with their peers.